It is a warm welcome to you viewers. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Crime and Road Safety Watch, a program brought to you by the Zimbabwe Republic Police, meant to highlight our roles and operations. My name is Onisisa Sibanda. The Commissioner General of Police has encouraged commanders to continue using available resources, working hard, and engage with members of the community in the fight against crime in their respective areas. He said this at the official opening of the Chief Superintendent's Training Workshop, which was held at Police Sports Club at Mkushi Training Academy.
An officer commanding police district is a tactical manager who is expected to coordinate limited human and material resources towards addressing diverse and mutating policing challenges, as well as meeting the growing demands for increased police professionalism and accountability. Surging crime rates and the fear of crime itself are in part not the absence of requisite resources, but a dearth in thought leadership, which in itself is a serious indictment on your capabilities as police commanders. Ladies and gentlemen, effective crime management and a desire to make your district safer should remain at the fore. Having said this, it is imperative that police commanders always scan their operating environment so that police activities remain relevant to the socio-political and economic nuances affecting peace and security in our country. Stakeholder engagement in your areas of jurisdiction remains critical. Remember, you are only posted to those districts for a season, and members of the public resident in those areas are permanent stakeholders in the peace process. They have deeper and more vested interests in the sustenance of peace and security in their areas. Harness their contribution to policing and leverage their support to achieve organizational objectives. Therefore, work closely with them.
Moving on, police in Mahusekwa, working together with the Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission, arrested 7 suspects for smuggling 4 tons of chickens from South Africa. Let us hear more from the officer in charge, S30E01 Mahusekwa.
We recently arrested 7 suspects for smuggling here in Mahusekwa, leading to the recovery of 4 tons of smuggled chickens, which we suspect to have been smuggled from South Africa. Circumstances are that we received information from members of the public that there was a truck which was coming from South Africa loaded with suspected smuggled goods. We teamed up with members from the Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission and intercepted 6 motor vehicles which had loaded the contraband. We asked for documentation from the suspects, and they failed to produce, and we arrested them. We want to encourage members of the public to follow laid down procedures whenever they want to import products from other countries. As police, we are carrying joint operations with other stakeholders, targeting areas like ports of entry and along the highways. Therefore, anyone who is caught on the wrong side of the law will be brought to book.
We also spoke to a representative of the Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission.
We are here at Marondera dam site to destroy about 4 tons of seized chicken cuts that we smuggled from South Africa. We had to bring in the services of the Zimbabwe Revenue Authority and Ministry of Health officials. And we then agreed to destroy the meat, since the importation of the meat was in violation of the Public Health Act, as the meat was not inspected. Indeed, there is no evidence that the contraband was declared at port of entry. There is no evidence that the importers paid duty, and also there is no evidence that the meat was inspected.
In other news, CID Drugs and Narcotics Bait Bridge intercepted a vehicle stashed with a consortium of drugs. They arrested the offenders, impounded the vehicle, and recovered the drugs. Member in charge CID Drugs and Narcotics Bait Bridge, Detective Assistant Inspector Manuel Mbaraja, gives us the story in detail.
As CID Drugs, we enforce drug laws such as the Criminal Law Codification, the Medicines and Allied Substance Control Act, and most of the drugs which we find in Bait Bridge having been smuggled from South Africa, these are like daga, and unregistered medicines like Bronclear coffee syrup, adcosotapine, benylin, just to name but a few. And these are the drugs which are being smuggled into our country and which are affecting the potential workforce of the country, because most of the interceptions we have made so far, most of the accused persons are of the age of 35 and below. Also, most of the largest contrabands we have intercepted, they were found to be destined for inland, mostly Harare and Bulawayo. And also, the most recent interception we have made is 175 kgs of daga, which were intercepted from a cross-border transporter who were coming from South Africa going to Bulawayo. And the accused persons are in prison right now on remand. We urge members of the public to work with us in the fight against this scourge, which is affecting our country.
Still on drug and substance use, CID Drugs and Narcotics Harare intercepted a bus at Mutoko and arrested 2 suspects. The 2 suspects are bus conductors, and they are Reason Gatawa, aged 46, and Jermaine Fredericks, aged 48, as well as Melody Shambira, aged 35, for unlawful possession of 46 boxes of Bronclear cough syrup, 2 boxes of saltapine cough syrup, and 15 kilograms of daha. Meanwhile, Obey Kaseke, aged 38, was arrested at a house along Brooks Drive, Hillside, Harare, for unlawful possession of mandrax, ecstasy, and daha. That story brings us to the end of the first segment of Crime and Road Safety Watch. See you shortly. We're in the second segment of Crime and Road Safety Watch. Thank you for staying with us. The Insurance Council of Zimbabwe works together with the Zimbabwe Public Police and other stakeholders in maintaining and fostering a well-organized and sustainable non-life insurance industry. In order to fully achieve their mandate and enhance their operation, the Insurance Council of Zimbabwe has launched a call center which is designed to provide efficient emergency support following an accident and act as an inquiry desk for all insurance inquiries and complaints.
It is with great pride and a deep sense of purpose to introduce this groundbreaking initiative, 591. This is Zimbabwe's one-of-its-kind national integrated call center for emergency response and also for insurance mobilization. In today's world, sustainability is not just an option. In our view, it is a necessity. And at the Insurance Council of Zimbabwe, we have long recognized that true sustainability goes beyond just making money. We are launching a unique national integrated call center that will revolutionize emergency response mobilization across Zimbabwe. This call center, which will be accessible by dialing 591 from any of the networks, is directly integrated with critical emergency services, the Zimbabwe Republic Police, ambulance services, the insurers, and government entities. This seamless integration will ensure rapid and coordinated responses to emergencies, saving precious time, but more importantly, saving lives. This initiative, in our view, is more than just an emergency hotline. It's a critical component of the National Financial Inclusion Strategy and addresses the pillar of social protection in the National Development Strategy 1. Additionally, it supports United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, including SDG 3, which talks about good health and well-being, and SDG 10, which addresses inequalities, as well as SDG 17, which talks about partnership for goals. We are acutely aware that many members of the public, particularly passengers in public service vehicles, are often uninformed about their insurance coverage and their rights in the event of an accident. This initiative, we believe, will bridge that knowledge gap, fostering transparency, efficiency, and crucial support to all those that are affected in accidents. As we launch 591 today, we invite all Zimbabweans to embrace this service not just as a helpline, but as a lifeline. We believe that 591 will not only transform emergency response in Zimbabwe, but will also set a precedent on how insurance and emergency services can collaborate to provide real-time solutions to those that are most in need.
What gave the drive for this call center is the statistics of accidents in Zimbabwe. Where in 2014 our number of accidents were 44,700. You look at where we are now, 10 years later, 2024, we are doing 52,288 accidents. That's not an exciting picture. You look at the number of deaths. Number of deaths has stayed fairly stable, but every life matters. So we are happy with that. So if you look at 2014, there were about 2,000 deaths. Look at 2024, the number is still about the same. So the death side is fairly stable, as you see in the next graph. But the number of injuries also, there seems to be an improvement from 2024 coming down into 2023. There seems to be an improvement, which means what Traffic Safety Council is doing in the awareness space and in the road safety space, and what the ZRP is doing on the roads, something is working.
What happens when a call comes through? These are the services that are triggered. The person calls 591. Depending on the situation on the ground, we have our partners that we work with. We've got the Civil Protection Unit, and this normally comes through when we have severe accidents that are then declared national disasters. You know, those were the buses and the combis that are having accidents where a number of people are injured, a number of people die. So that's when the Civil Protection Unit comes in. We also have ambulances that we then link up with, ambulance services. The ZRP comes in terms of law enforcement and bringing order to the incidences that would have happened. Fire brigade, and it's not just fire brigade for Harare. We have said the call center is available to anyone in the country. So when we say fire brigade, when we say police, we're looking at nationwide stations that we will be in touch with. So if it's in Bulawayo, you call 591 in Harare, we can be able to assist you in Bulawayo. You call 591, we can be able to assist you in Chirundu, because we've got, our database has contact details, and we've engaged with all those service providers in those areas to be able to access such services that are needed. So while you've activated the call and these services have been called to you, we are not going to leave you there. We will then make follow-ups with you with the caller, whether it's the victim or it's the bystander or whoever it is, to ask if the services that have been requested for and that have been activated have come to the site. If not, we are also constantly in touch with the service providers that have been called to come to site to ask where they are. The issue is we need to provide this service, to provide intervention timeously. So it doesn't help us to then just call them and keep quiet. So follow-ups are done as long as that scene of the incident is active. We are there with the victims, we are there with the caller to ensure that the process is seen right through to the end.
Other stakeholders that work closely with the Insurance Council of Zimbabwe on road safety issues appreciated this effort and also urged road users to play their part.
The onus is on the owner of a vehicle, one, to ensure his or her vehicle. Secondly, to ensure you operate in terms of the country's laws. If the process shows you are a responsible person, it shows you are a law-abiding citizen. Ladies and gentlemen, let us move away from talk shows and do action on the ground. They need to show we are real people. To be honest, my associations, gentlemen, I want to challenge you. Let us lead by example. Kana makati inini vanhu vedu vese vafana vari maharare ngavave vanorejesta neministry ngavaende kuministry. Isusu police can't be chasing people vari mudzimba kuti iwo uri kumba kwako saka uyazorejesta kombi yako. No, we can't. Tikadaro we will promote development in our country.
It's something that we have wanted, it's something that we have talked about, but we are happy that you have done this. Secondly, we will also commit that now that we need to push and make this known,
We will link up with yourselves and see what we can do. I think with IT, we can all promote this initiative. This is something that every person in Zimbabwe, whether they're a driver or not, should know. And let's use it. Then I want to say to us as a country, when something like this comes, yes, let's not wait for perfect things. Let's use what we have. Let's celebrate it as Zimbabweans. Let's not wait to poke holes into anything that comes that seems to promote us. We didn't have it yesterday. Now we have it. Let's celebrate and improve on it as we go.
We now move on to this week's road safety segment. Let us hear more from the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe.
The Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe has collaborated with the Zimbabwe Republic Police on an educational and enforcement road safety awareness blitz. Our main focus is enforcing pedestrian safety rules. This came amid a realization that most pedestrians had no understanding of the part they play in ensuring that we have a smooth flow of traffic. We are emphasizing safe walking and safe crossing. We bemoan the high prevalence of earphone, headphone, and cell phone use while using the roads. It appears that a number of pedestrians have a tendency of walking while wearing headphones and using their cell phones. This is highly risky as it puts them in danger as well as other road users. As Traffic Safety Council Zimbabwe, we continue to encourage pedestrians to be vigilant and extra cautious as they are the most vulnerable road user.
Kwese kwatinenge tiri tinofana kufambira ku-right side dzakatarisa the-oncoming traffic kana dzimotikari iri kuuya tinofana kukozera nzvimbo dzakatarwa nemutemo semazebra crossing waya nepama-footbridge nepamarobot pane mupurisa kana pane mupurisa kana zvanyaya kuoma munokumbira kuti timisirewo motikari tione kukosa nokuti mapurisa ndowakapiwa simba rekumisa motikari saka muri kuona tinawo mukati menzvimbo ino nhasi tine shama dzedu vezveterapi tichiti vedu safety first, there is no second chance.
So we are trying to make sure each and every road user, including you as a pedestrian, stay safe on the road. How do you stay safe? Please desist from using your phone whilst crossing the road. Also, please use designated crossing points. For example, hapana pedestrian crossing. I'm sure you know it. For you, even some pedestrians are not tenders so to help them because this to be I mean, or another designated crossing point is a robot controlled intersection where there are pedestrian crossings are not my traffic lines in my drivers. Ndaona hapo kwa mama tushanza mungu makabata kunoziwa roki yodzi upenyu hwenu kurosa mugwagwa makabata foni makamuchiziva bebamwe madeti saka panapa tine awareness campaign yatikuita setraffic safety council takabatana nezimbabwe police tichiti save lives handiti saka totichenjedza sei upenyu chekutanga kuziva pekukrosera pandafara chose mukushandisa papedestrian crossing asi musina kufara mukushandisa nharembozha muchikrosa izvo zvinoita kuti mutsike then chepiri tikuti panapa muchisvika sezvakaita vanhu vese apa you first have to stop momuka mawanda nekuda kuti apa mukakrosa muri one there are high chance that motorists will not respect you. Are we together? Mawanda 5 or 6 then you proceed. In other words, you are saying stop, look and listen before you cross the road. So in other words, we are saying save life, slow down. In our motto is safety council, we are saying safety first, there is no second chance. So by any chance that you are using the road, make sure safety is at the top priority of everything that you are doing, including not using your cell phone when you are crossing the road.
We'll take a break. Join us in the third and final segment. We're in the third and final segment of Crime and Road Safety Watch. Police General Headquarters Recruiting Section held a one-day recruitment workshop at Mukushi Academy recently. The Deputy Commissioner General responsible for Human Resources, Deputy Commissioner General Dr. Mind Girandi, spoke on the importance of diligently carrying out background checks on possible candidates.
This workshop is a critical foundation towards building a human capital base with the best possible candidates, befitting a law enforcement agency such as the Zimbabwe Public Police. It gives the organization an opportunity to streamline specific traits through identifying the best suited candidates for police work. As such, it is necessary that the process be as scrupulous as possible, leaving nothing to chance and not open to manipulation. With this in mind, it is therefore important that the process be carried out within the confines of best practices, professionalism, and a high level of ethical conduct. These values are an embodiment of our identity, which society and indeed the Constitution expect us to uphold at all times. The fact that we enforce laws that demand society to be upright places an equal expectation on us to exude these qualities in all our processes and activities. The importance of background checks lies in the realization that we are building the next generation of police officers whom society will look up to for its safety, peace, and security. Without doubt, integrity and professionalism remain the fulcrum of an effective and efficient organization that maintains public trust.
We now move on to people on the police wanted list. Zeterapi Kutama is looking for Knowledge Madenyika, aged 37, of Madenyika village, Chief Zimba Kutama, for a case of rape. Sande Marimo, aged 44, of Dzwene village, Chief Zimba Kutama, is wanted by Zeterapi Kutama for a case of murder. Isaac Vengai, aged 38, of Mupumbu village, Chief Zimba Kutama, is wanted by Zeterapi Kutama for a case of rape. Should you have any information that may assist in the location of any of those wanted persons, feel free to visit any nearest police establishment or contact us on the following details. Call us on our National Complaints Desk number 0242 703 631. Visit our website www.zrp.gov.zw or email us on feedback@zeterapi.gov.zw. You can also get in touch with us on our X platform at Police Zimbabwe. Like and follow us on our Zeterapi Facebook page, Zimbabwe Republic Police. You can also watch all Crime and Road Safety Watch episodes on Zeterapi YouTube channel, Zimbabwe Republic Police. It has been a pleasure having you along. From me, Onisisa Sivanda, and the Crime and Road Safety Watch crew behind the scenes, pleasant viewing.